Hi, I'm Marly Milena, the founder of Octagon Creative Exploration here in Second Life. If you've watched Octagon's introductory videos, you already know that I've devised an exciting technique in Second Life called Symbolic Modeling, or SymMod for short, based on concepts from Gestalt psychology and field theory. SymMods are a powerful way to gain new insights into your inner experience. Sometimes SymMods have resulted in dramatic change in how individuals see a personal or professional problem. SymMods can be either 2D drawings, collages, or photos, or 3D sculptures or builds. To introduce the basic approach, I'll show you a clip of me embodying each part of my own 2D SymMod during a recent Visions of Self workshop. I use a way of working from Gestalt psychology in which we assume that things that we create from the inside of us and manifest on the outside are in some way there to be assimilated into our psyche, and that we may have a conscious idea about what it's all saying. But once you actually become your image and speak for it, other things start to emerge. So if this is a representation of me, I can say as blue, I start off from a very deep place. And then as I move up, I have all kinds of points that I want to make. And I splash around. And I'm like sort of a wild sea thing. And then I come into a very passionate red part of me that flows, is sort of central to my being and has a lot of feeling and enthusiasm. And I like to burn brightly and move that right into the center of everything that I do. And then I have a purple river part of me that kind of separates a little bit from that passionate part. It's a little more quiet and just sort of rocks and rolls along the whole width of me. And then finally, I come into this scrambled place of being gold and yellow. And up in here, I'm not so sure of myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got all kinds of ideas, all kinds of things going on, which then translate into some kind of peaceful, golden, spacious part of me. Okay, so this gives you an idea, doesn't it, about how I work with this, where I give the different parts of who I am or what I've made an actual voice. And this time, when I did it, I think Frank can attest to it, very different things came out of my mouth from the last time that I did it. And so I've got more perceptions and more things to contemplate about what I've said here that could be useful to me in whatever I'm going to do next. So, SymMods help individuals see themselves in a new light, offering new avenues for their personal development, even if they're returning to the same SymMod. To give you a deeper sense of the process, let's jump into the end of another Visions of Self workshop where participant Fran is attempting to move past a sense of frustration and feeling stuck on a particular project. Fran has already embodied parts of his SymMod in an initial round and has modified the size and color of some of the shapes in response to his changing feelings. In a second round, I'm asking him to embody the orange pillar that he's standing on and have a dialogue with the red fence around the perimeter.
Okay, Fence, I know you're there, and I respect what you're wanting to do here by keeping me reined into the thing I'm working on now, but I just want you to know that you're not the boss of me. I still need to... Still need to be able to look out and enjoy other things. I know you're there. I'll still keep coming back in here to work on this project I need to work on, but you don't have a grasp on me that I can't work beyond.
So, as a result of embodying and working through the parts of himself in his SymMod, Fran creates a fresh way of looking at his own frustration, seeing how all these parts could be in the service of the whole. Moving around a SymMod, flying above it, or sitting or standing on it can also result in new internal experiences or perceptions. I explained the process to Fran. Walk around your object. See it as a whole expression of this state of frustration. And also you might notice other things that are not part of frustration but are something else. You could also try sitting on top of it, raising it and putting it in the air and seeing what happens when you change your perspective in relation to this object. What happens to your perception of your experience? So Fran is now playing with his symbolic model to see whether when he changes either where he is in relation to it or the parts themselves, what happens to his internal experience and to his perception. As a result of both changing the SymMod itself and his perspective, Fran clearly experiences a change in perspective, and let's hear his final reflection.
The project itself was still as difficult as before. The fence is still there, but my attitude has changed so that I can now work with it without feeling so overwhelmed. I mean, I can actually see the big picture better this way.
The possibilities for using SymMods for personal development are as limitless as your imagination and desire to explore your own inner experience. It does help to have a guide familiar with SymMod work for your initial exploration. Would you like to explore this technique in your own personal development work? Please get in touch with me or consider joining Octagon Creative Exploration for all notices of future events.